Pakistan were baseballed in the Multan test, not with the bat, but rather with the ball. After the Rawalpindi slugfest, which saw Pakistan lose with just a couple of minutes remaining, they were effectively hammered. Not hammered, they lost by 26 runs in the second test to lose the series 2-0. With just one more test to play and only about 3 more tests remaining for Pakistan in the current World Test Championship cycle, it begs the question, are Pakistan out of the race in the ICC World Test Championship final? Because at the end of the day, there are 3 teams essentially vying for 2 spots. You can say 2 are the dark horses with Sri Lanka and now Pakistan. But has the door shut firmly on them? No. They still have a slim mathematical chance, but it will need a miracle. I will explain what is this miracle that Pakistan and their supporters need so that they can make the trip to the ICC World Test Championship finals on June 7th at the Oval. So this is the cursory glance at the ICC World Test Championship cycle, because remember, out of the 6 teams, 5, England in particular, are out of the race because they just have only 1 more test after this. Australia are sitting on top with 75 percentage points. South Africa are second with 60. Sri Lanka, very surprisingly, are still in the race, but they only have 1 series left, which is against New Zealand. India, they will play 2 tests and 4 more against Australia, 2 against Bangladesh and 4 in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Pakistan, on the other hand, they only have 3 tests remaining. And what are the permutations and combinations that Pakistan need to do so that they can stay in contention for the finals? As I have said, the World Test Championship is not counted according to points. Percentage points is what is going to determine which team makes it to the Oval. For Pakistan, they cannot qualify directly. With that loss in Multan, Pakistan's hopes cannot be direct. They have to win, at least need 2 teams to finish with lower percentage points than Pakistan. So essentially, for Pakistan to be the second team, they have to ensure that 2 more teams or 3 more teams ideally get a lower percentage points. What is that percentage points figure? I will tell you. Other results will have to go their way. They will now need the Sri Lanka versus New Zealand series, Australia versus South Africa, Australia versus India, India versus Bangladesh. All these 4 series need to go their way. If I have to add the 5th, South Africa versus West Indies as well. So what is Pakistan's current situation? They are 6th in the points table, but with a percentage point of 42.42. Those 2 losses have really hurt Pakistan, because the home cycle should have been Pakistan's dominant fort, but unfortunately it does not happen. 42.42 is Pakistan's percentage points, and they only have 3 tests. 1 against England and 2 in December-January against New Zealand. Now, if they win all 3, 1 against England and 2 against New Zealand, they can only get to 54.76 percentage points. That is the highest that they can get to. So what I was saying in this, 2 other teams to finish with a lower percentage point than Pakistan, they have to get below 54.76. That is the mark. Now, what must Pakistan hope for? The first major thing that should go their way is Australia must beat South Africa 3-0. That is the first prerequisite that must happen. But looking at past Australia versus South Africa encounters, this seems very hard, especially South Africa, who had a great record in Australia, not lost there since 2005-06. Australia must win the series in India. They have to win it by a margin of 3-1 or 4-0. But no team has managed to successfully whitewash India in India for a very long time. Expecting this from Australia will be very hard. Next to improbable, if you may say. Pakistan should win the remaining 3 tests. No brainer. If they lose even 1 from now, their chances of even through the backdoor entry are finished. But what are the other scenarios? I had mentioned Australia having to do them a favor. That means they have to win at least 6 out of the 7 tests. Well, that is probably not happening considering you're facing 2 teams who are in contention for the final, which is South Africa and India. But what must Pakistan hope for? Ensure Sri Lanka do not win a series against New Zealand, because if Sri Lanka beats New Zealand, they'll be going there in January. If that happens, then Pakistan are automatically out even if they get to 54.76. New Zealand must beat Sri Lanka 2-0. South Africa and India will have to struggle against West Indies and Bangladesh respectively, because India play 2 tests against Bangladesh starting tomorrow. But if South Africa manage to struggle against the West Indies at home, that could be an added bonus for Pakistan. But remember, West Indies have never won a series against Australia ever since 1992. That one-off test which they won, after that they have struggled to beat South Africa. So, expecting the West Indies to do them a favor could be a tall task. Bangladesh, on the other hand, well, their ODI record has been good, but in tests they still have a long way to go. And this is the situation now for Pakistan if they have to get through. Other teams also, I will do a special video explainer shortly. India needs 3 to 4 wins. Australia, just about 2 wins is enough for them to seal their spot in the World Test Championship final. South Africa also need 2 wins because they'll be only playing 5 tests, and their hope is they should not suffer 1 loss. They can be 3 draws. Australia can win 1, draw 5 and lose 1. Even then, that is enough for automatic qualification. But for Pakistan, the door seems to be firmly shut when it comes, the front door is shut when it comes to qualification. Perhaps they can sneak in through the back door, but as I said, Sri Lanka must not win against New Zealand. If they even win 1 test or draw 1 test, that's it. Pakistan's backdoor chances are also done. Australia, a tall task. They have to beat South Africa 3-0 and 4-0, and they have to also beat India 4-0. India, on the other hand, must struggle against Bangladesh. South Africa also has to struggle against the West Indies. So Pakistan's very slim backdoor margin is there. They can only hope for the best now. But if they do not win their next test against England, even that backdoor chance is shut, even before Sri Lanka play against New Zealand. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Remember, the World Test Championship cycle is now reaching the business end. 2 tests by India, 3 between Australia, South Africa, 4 Australia versus India, 2 South Africa versus West Indies, 2 tests for Pakistan versus New Zealand, 2 Sri Lanka versus New Zealand. So these are the series which are remaining in this cycle. We will be bringing you every update as we can from Sports Today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you.